lead. Got a possible jackpot. Dude, it's okay. Do you even realize what you just did?
During the late 20th century, weaponry became incredibly more modular and durable. Gone were the days of wooden stocks and rivets, and in came new machinery that was able to build a rifle practically by itself. New machining tools allowed for better quality weapons to be produced, as well as a more efficient practice of producing and selling them to worldwide customers. And, during this time, one weapon manufacturer stood out amongst the rest. This company, of course, being Heckler and Koch, a German company started shortly after World War II by two former Mauser engineers that would help produce the rifles for the German military. Up until 1956, Heckler and Koch was simply a company producing metal parts and machining tools. However, during this time, the Bundeswehr, West Germany's army, was looking for a new standard-issue rifle. Heckler and Koch would answer the call for help from the Bundeswehr by producing the G3 and its several other iterations, such as the HK33 and MP5. The G3 was a very successful rifle, and was, and still is, used by many militaries worldwide. However, a rifle made in 1956 would eventually have to be replaced, and thus Heckler and Koch went on to work on the G36 in the 1990s, and would replace the G3 completely in the Bundeswehr by 1997. The G36 is still the standard-issue rifle for the German military, outside of special roles in special forces such as the KSK. However, in the late 90s, Delta Force was looking for a new rifle. This was due to the fact that the MP5's 9mm round was simply not cutting it for some of the hostiles they were coming across the globe. Kevlar body armor was seeing more common use with hostiles across the globe, so this meant that the 9mm round of the MP5 was going to have to be switched for something a little bit more powerful. Delta Force had their M4s, however, they wanted something a little bit more compact so that they could conduct CQB just a little bit better. So, with help from former Delta Force operator Larry Vickers, Heckler and Koch would go on to develop the HK4 prototype. However, the name HK4 had to be changed due to copyright infringement claims by Colt. Now, even though the original name of the HK416 might also lead you to believe that it's just a simple copy of the AR-15, you would be dead wrong. You see, the HK416 and the AR-15 have two completely different gas operating systems. The AR-15 uses a direct impingement gas system, whereas the HK416 uses Heckler & Koch's own proprietary short-stroke piston system. The HK proprietary gas system allows the rifle to have less recoil, as well as improve accuracy at the same time. On top of that, it also allows the rifle to minimize the wear on the upper receiver, which in comparison to the direct impingement system of the AR-15, induces more wear and tear on the upper receiver and bolt carrier group. The bolt carrier group is basically the heart of the rifle, so if it goes down, you just have a metal baseball bat. And since the gas operating system of the HK416 allows for the upper receiver to be more reliable, Special Forces often choose it for that exact reason: reliability. As said before, the HK416 is a far more reliable, durable, and accurate rifle in comparison to the AR-15 and M4 derivatives. The minimized recoil of the 416 allows for easier follow-up shots, which are essential for the CQB environments that the users of 416s often find themselves in. Many militaries across the world use the 416, but mainly just in SOF units. But for today, we will be solely focusing on its usage in the US military. Devgru and Delta Force have used and continue to use the HK416 in its Delta variant. The difference between the HK416D and its other iterations is its flat magwell as opposed to the slanted one, and its lack of integrated iron sights in the handguard of the rifle. The HK416D has heavily proven itself in its usage within the US military from the early years of the global war on terror to its present day within the US Marine Corps, but we will get to that later. The rifle is also the one allegedly used by Robert J. O'Neill to kill Osama bin Laden during the Operation Neptune Spear raid of his compound in Pakistan. Many other operators also used the 416 that night, so undoubtedly it was used to kill many of the terrorists at that location. However, the 416 did see large amounts of usage even before the killing of Osama bin Laden. And of course, its usage wasn't only limited to the Middle East. The rifle went wherever Delta and Devgru were, so basically all over the world, but mainly the Africas and the Middle East. Even though the 416 is slightly heavier than the AR-15 and its derivatives, operators often preferred the 416 for its added accuracy and reliability in the field. However, with the constant upgrades made to the M4, it wasn't long until it caught up to the HK416. The M4A1 and Mark 18 Block 2 would go on to surpass the capabilities of the 416 in the 2010s, and would largely replace the inventory of 416s that Devgru had. Delta, however, have largely held on to their 416s even to this very day. However, they are slightly being replaced by the SIG MCX Elva and Seesaw. The upgraded version of the 416 includes a new handguard made by Geisley, as well as upgrades to the internals and a tannadized frame. In 2009, the United States Marine Corps requested to test several different rifles for their infantry assault rifle program to outfit frontline infantrymen with a new rifle. Several companies provided offerings for the tests, such as FN Herstal and Colt Defense. The M27 IAR, aka the HK416, was selected in 2012 to replace the M4 in infantry roles. The 416 was also used to partially replace the M249 SAW within machine gunner roles as well. Since its adoption in 2012, the M27 has become a favorite within the Marine Corps and has slowly replaced more and more M4s within units. However, MARSOC still largely uses the M4A1 and Mark 18 over the 416. The M27 IAR saw usage in Afghanistan for the last several years of the NATO occupation, and was seen being carried by Marines during the evacuation of the Kabul airport. The M27 is now being seen more often in the hands of Marines in the 2020s, as it slowly completes its replacement of the M16 and M4. However, while the M27 replaces the AR platform within the Marine Corps, the 416 is largely being replaced elsewhere. In the late 2010s, the 416 began largely being replaced within the SOF units of the US military with various different weapons. Several Navy SEAL units have adopted the Noveske N4, which is basically just a Gucci M4. However, a rifle developed in 2015 quickly began becoming a favorite within USSOCOM. This rifle is the Six Sawyer MCX, a brand new rifle platform that utilizes a special type of bolt carrier group, which keeps the recoil springs within the frame of the rifle. This means that the rifle does not require a buffer tube like the M4, which allows for the placement of Picatinny rails to the back of the frame. With this rail system, the attachment of various foldable and collapsible stocks can be used. Many aftermarket parts attempt to replicate this system to the AR-15 platform. However, many fail. One of the most popular and reliable folding stock designs for the AR-15 comes from Law Tactical with their extremely successful Law folder system. The MCX has gone through 3 different generations, starting with the MCX Legacy in 2015. During the interim between the first and second generation of the MCXs, the low-visibility assault weapon was developed and adopted shortly thereafter by Delta Force. However, the first generation of MCXs had their fair share of problems, mainly with malfunctions and other reliability issues. So, in 2017, SIG Sauer revealed the MCX Virtus to the world. This generation of MCXs had been the most successful so far, being selected by Devgru units as well as JSOC and many other special operations units and law enforcement agencies worldwide. The MCX Virtus also had 300 blackout chambered compact versions, such as the Rattler and Canebrake. After several years of SIG relishing in their success, they decided to upgrade the rifle as well as make a new battle rifle iteration of the weapon. In 2022, SIG produced the MCX Spear and Spear LT. The MCX Spear, codenamed the XM5, then later changed to the XM7 by the US military, is set to become the new standard rifle of the Army. This rifle is chambered in SIG's own 277 Fury cartridge, which is very similar to the 308 Winchester cartridge. Many people are worried about the choice to adopt this rifle, and justifiably so. If you want to know why, please watch the last several minutes of our last video on the AR-15 platform. The Spear LT has had some issues of its own. In 2022 and 2023, when the rifle began picking up traction in the civilian market, it was shown to have issues with the barrel moving out of place. This could simply be a QC issue by SIG, who might have tried to release the rifle too quickly, leading to oversight in the quality control of their new rifles. Needless to say, this caused SIG to be heavily criticized, which may have just fixed the issue, as in the last year we haven't seen many, if any, of the Spear LT's barrels moving out of place. During this time, however, a new iteration of the rifle was being utilized by JSOC, this being the Seesaw, which is simply a Spear LT with a 10.5-inch barrel, and is commonly seen affixed with an AR-15 platform stock such as the Magpul CTR. As of 2024, the 416 still sees quite a decent amount of usage in the US military. Special operations units, however, have largely replaced the rifle or are still sticking with the M4 and Mark 18. However, the M27 IAR is alive and well within the arms of Devil Dogs. This breath of fresh air for the 416 is nice, but not necessarily needed, as the 416 is set to replace the G36 within the Bundeswehr not too long from now. It is also still largely used by other countries' SOF units, such as the Irish Rangers and the Polish JW Grom. Many law enforcement agencies also use the 416, most notably being the LAPD SWAT. So, needless to say, the rifle is here to stay for now, which is a good thing, as this rifle has proven itself to be very reliable and a deadly weapon on the battlefield. Thank you to all those that made it to the end of this video. As always, this was a passion project for us, and we hope you all enjoyed your time watching this brief introduction to the 416 platform. There's plenty more information on this rifle platform if you wanted to look that up for yourself, especially with its usages by the French military, German military, and so on. If you liked the video, please hit that thumbs up button, and if you're feeling so kind, we would be ecstatic to have you as a returning subscriber. This has been Matthew from Discreet Resolve Coalition. Thank you, as always, for watching.